welcome back to my channel. Today I'm batch filming because I'm actually going to be out of town when you're watching this video, and I didn't want to leave you guys without any content. So if you want to see a little declutter, hear me talk about why these products are leaving my collection, then just keep watching. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I love eyeshadow palettes, so that's what I focus on the most here on my channel. So if you like seeing new makeup reviews, hearing my thoughts on new makeup launches, and of course my monthly haul, then this is a place for you. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. So this look should already be up on my channel. I am wearing the Art Nouveau palette from K-Love. They actually sent this to me. It's not a brand new palette, but if you guys have been eyeing this palette, that video is definitely worth a watch. So highly recommend checking that out. And yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so let me just say that a lot of the stuff is getting decluttered because I filmed my 2021 eyeshadow palette ranking video, and a lot of these palettes I had been holding on to just to film that video. And now that it's done and behind me, this stack has been sitting in my makeup room for months, and it's time to go through them, get them posted on Poshmark, and get them out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off. So I'm just gonna randomly grab, there are a few things where it's like a collection. So for example, I'm gonna be getting rid of these palettes. This is from the brand Beaute, and I believe they're a newer indie brand that started last year. Or yeah, I think they started in 2021. Either which way, I wasn't a big fan of these palettes. I kept them in my collection because I wanted to include them in my 2021 eyeshadow palette ranking. And now that I filmed that video, I'm ready to part with these. So a lot of these products you will see listed on my Poshmark. I will link my Poshmark below. I'm not going to put these on right away because I won't be home to get these in the mail for you guys. But once I get back from vacation, I will go ahead and do that. So yeah, these are the Bombay Baby Coffee Queen and the Beijing Baddie palettes. And I thought this concept was so cool. They are immigrant owned, so I loved this idea, but I just wasn't a fan of the formula, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and part with my Puerto Rico palette. Now that we have the devastating news that BH Cosmetics is basically shutting down, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna keep the brand going or if Revolution's just gonna absorb them, but this was like one of my least favorite BH palettes, so I am gonna be getting rid of it. Okay, I feel like the pattern I'm noticing is that I'm getting rid of a lot of things that were in my 2021 collection that I don't want to keep, or it's brands that are shutting down. So yeah. Anyway, I was sent this palette from ZZ Cosmetics for review, and I actually posted a video on this. I thought this performed really well, but I really don't see myself reaching for this palette. Plus, this packaging is a little bit bulky, so for that particular reason, I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I would give this palette like a 5 out of 10 for my preference as far as formulas go. It was just very like meh. It didn't really stand out for me as a bad palette or a good palette. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. This is from Tresloose Beauty, which is Becky G's makeup line. She started it, I believe, last year as well. This was the first palette. They are now available at Ulta. So if you did want to take a chance and buy directly from her, you can buy it from Ulta. I usually like to do that with brands that I've never tried before because I like to have the option of returning something if it's from a brand that I haven't tried previously. Okay, I know I have more palettes from KKW Beauty somewhere, but I grabbed them because I was taking them to an event. And these are nice, but the brand is no longer. And so I think somebody that really likes neutrals could take this into their home. I might even give this to some friends actually, because I feel like my friends thrive on neutral palettes, and I feel like I have a friend in mind actually. Now that I held those up, I think those ones probably won't go on my Poshmark. But yeah, the brand doesn't exist anymore, and it's pointless me letting it take up space in my collection. This is an OG. I bought this when I was like freelancing, like I was doing like prom makeup and stuff. I honestly really dislike doing makeup on other people, so I really don't come out of retirement unless it's like a friend or something. But this is the BH Cosmetics Nude Lips 28 color lipstick palette, and I bought this because it's nice to have options when you're doing makeup on different skin tones and stuff like that, but I don't need that for my personal collection, so I am decluttering it. We have a lot of BH. This one I thought was just not very good. This is the Doja Cat Mega Palette from BH. This was their collaboration. I think this is nice if you don't like extremely pigmented eyeshadows. That's just not my journey. Also, these are all very mid-tone, and I just don't think this palette was very flattering on my skin, so we're gonna get it out of here. I have the Angel palette from Unicorn Cosmetics. They so kindly sent this to me. I actually bought my own, so this is my copy, but they ended up sending me one in PR. Again, another palette that is just a little too mid-tone for me, so if you really like pastels, you might be really interested in this palette. Okay, another pastel palette I'm getting rid of is this Profusion palette. This is actually a decent pastel palette. I just bought the Natasha Denona pastel palette though, so I feel like I have plenty of pastels, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. I did see my friend Heather actually did a pastel palette ranking video, so I think I'm gonna hold on to this and feature that in that video and then pass it on because we love content here on my channel. Okay, you guys know I adore the brand Unearthly Cosmetics, but I just didn't love this palette. The formula just wasn't as good as some of my favorite palettes from the brand, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Okay, I'm gonna declutter all of these palettes from Alter Ego. I don't know if Alter Ego is gonna be making more makeup anytime soon, but these two are dupes to Natasha Denona palettes, and this is a dupe to a Pat McGrath palette, and I have the Pat McGrath palette that this is a dupe to, and I have the Natasha palettes that these are dupes to, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these because I'm not gonna reach for them. If you don't want to spend the money for the Natasha Denona ones, these will get you by. I don't think they're as good as the Natasha Denona ones, although I will say their version of the bronze palette is pretty good. I still think go for the real deal, but I like to talk about these palettes because not everybody is as makeup crazy as I am, and so therefore it's okay for them to want alternate options. So yeah, I'll probably give those to a friend, but yeah, those are getting out of here. Next is the Facelift palette by Lunar Beauty. This is the new version of Life's a Drag. I just didn't love the quality of these shadows, and the color story is like half rainbow, half neutral. So I think somebody else might enjoy it. We've got more BH. My least favorite palettes from the Decade collection they did. I just didn't love, ooh, I should keep this for my pastel video too. Haha, but I didn't love that one. And then this one was okay. It's not really like a favorite rainbow, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those. Next, we have these that were sent to me from the brand Il Makiage. Just a very neutrally palette. I think my friend would actually really like these, so I'm gonna save those for her. And I also didn't love their foundation, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I'm also gonna be decluttering these ones from Unique Beauty. This is a UK based indie brand. I actually bought these with my own money. Very messy. I will definitely put these on my Poshmark if somebody's also just dying to try them, but know that they're just not that, I mean, they're nice, but for the money I spent on them, I just don't feel like they were worth it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this Merit foundation stick. I just didn't love it, and that was sent to me, so I'm like, why am I holding on to this stuff? Muse Beauty, this is their Le Jardin, I don't know how to say it, palette. I didn't love the formula. It's really hard to get out of the sleeve, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. I think they remixed this a little bit, so I just tried their Art Nouveau, and the shadows were really nice, so I'd be curious to try the redone version of this, but this version I just didn't love the formula of. I'm also getting rid of the Golden Age palette by Beauty Bay. This one was limited edition, and I mean, it's a neutral palette, so don't really need to hold on to it for no reason. I also need to make a disclaimer, you guys. Anything that was PR, I'm probably gonna gift to friends or declutter to friends. I will say that sometimes I do put PR on Poshmark, but I just charge like $5 just so I can have my postage covered. I can't really afford to mail out packages of PR right now. I mean, someday when I'm making like the big bucks on YouTube, I'd love to be able to send stuff out to you guys, but I do have some PR that I do put on Poshmark, but it's just so that it doesn't sit here and waste, and I want it to go to somebody that'll genuinely enjoy it. So if I do put any of my PR on Poshmark, it's just to cover the postage. And if you want to like do bundles or anything like that, feel free to. But I do have all of this stuff from Dede Signature. Such a nice indie brand, but they did close their doors as well. And so they sent me a bunch of PR. I sent some to a subscriber, and I have all of these palettes and their lipsticks. So I will be putting these, I think, on Poshmark. I'm gonna see if some of my friends want it. A lot of brands that are shutting down that I have makeup from. So yeah, I just need to get it out of here. I'm also decluttering this ColourPop. This is the Lyric little 5-pan palette. I think this was part of their first ever launch of this format, and it's nice, but I just don't need it. So I'm gonna declutter that, and then I'm also gonna be decluttering this one. I think I'm gonna give this to a friend. This is the Pillow Talk Quad from Charlotte Tilbury. I might have shown this in the past, but this is just a little bit too light for me, and of course you saw it's like a very neutral palette, so not something I'm gonna be needing in my life. Okay friends, that is everything for this little mini declutter. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this inspired you to get rid of some makeup that maybe you're just not as in love with as when you first bought it. I know that it always makes me feel good when I go through stuff and pass it on to friends or pass it on to people that will get more use out of it than I will. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Did I get rid of any of your favorites? Or do you guys feel the same way about some of these palettes as I do? Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in a new video very soon. Bye!